This summer, Prime Video takes you back before Legally Blonde, before law school, and into the world of Elle Woods in high school. Set in 1995, this Gemini vegetarian knows exactly who she is until her family moves from Bel Air to Seattle. Packed with iconic fashion, 90s nostalgia, and a throwback soundtrack, Elle proves one thing. Law school was hard. High school was harder. From the world of Legally Blonde, watch Elle, a new original series only on Prime Video. Watch now.
If we knew more about our sleep, what would we do differently? Would we go to bed at a consistent time or take steps to reduce interruptions to our sleep? With Sleep Score, Apple Watch measures your bedtime consistency, interruptions, and sleep duration. Then, every morning it combines these factors into an easy-to-understand score from 1 to 100. So you'll know how to take the quality of your sleep from okay to very high. Know your sleep score with Apple Watch. iPhone 11 or later required.
We're getting furious with Supergirl, and we're having a private life of the Last Viking. I'm Van Connor.
And I'm Adam Ball, and this is Off Screen, your 7-day guide to everything movies.
Boom!
Hello and welcome back to a very hot episode of Off Screen. So, disclaimer here for you, first of all. You will hear maybe some background noise because myself and Van are currently in studios that are about 36 degrees with fans on.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I'm working on like the AI. I hope will sort out the fan noises, but this is no weather, is it? Like we're sat, both of us, next to fans and dehumidifiers and things like that, and it can't be helped. I'm sorry. If you expect better of your professionally produced podcast, then I applaud you, but also this is not the show for you.
Yeah, this is real life, baby, real life.
As Bon Jovi sang in '99, this is real life. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember that Bon Jovi in 1999 recorded the theme song to a Matthew McConaughey movie? Do you remember this?
No, I don't. I thought you just got confused with song titles and meant to say It's My Life.
No, in 2000, he recorded It's My Life. That was the Bon Jovi track. In 99, because of the movie Ed TV, he recorded the theme song Real Life. I think it's just him solo. I don't know if it's the band, it's him solo. But that was the rival movie to The Truman Show, because it was about reality TV. So Truman obviously didn't know he was in a TV show. The idea was that in the alternate one, in Ed TV, he knew he was in a TV show. And Bon Jovi recorded Real Life, the theme song. Truman Show, as much superior as it was, did not have a theme song. All I'm saying.
All right, well, we got some brand new movies to look at, of course. We're going to look at the new Supergirl movie in a bit. We've got The Furious as well. I'm looking forward to all of these, but let's whiz through the UK and Ireland top 10 box office at the moment just to see where things are sitting. So, at number 10, The Devil Wears Prada 2 is still in there, 34 million quid after 8 weeks.
Right, God hates me, right? Like, just, if there is a God, she hates me. That's all I'm saying. I told you 2 weeks ago, do you know what? I might go and see this, but it's going to drop out of the box office top 10 any minute, so who cares? And it's hanging on in there. I'm down for it. Like, at this stage, like, how many weeks did you say that was? That was
8.
8 weeks. Okay, so we are at most 4 weeks off of it being on Disney+. Right, wow. I give you my pledge here and now that when it drops on Disney Plus, I will watch it like with gusto. I'll watch it in my pants on the sofa, first thing on a weekend morning. I'll watch that, and I will tell you what I think of it. But I can't for now because, well, we know the reality, which was, Disney took a movie that was, operating on the thesis of journalism should be respected and influencers are the devil, and they only invited influencers. So I can't do much with that. You know what I mean?
Apart from explain that it's a good example of irony.
Well, exactly. It literally is. Like, this is irony on a level that Alanis Morissette simply didn't get. Alanis Morissette won an award for her services to the English language for the term ironic, despite the fact that nothing she sang was ironic. All of it was just unfortunate. And if you want a lengthy explanation of that, just check out Ed Byrne. Anyway, but there you go.
At number 9 then, Cocktail 2. This isn't a sequel to Tom Cruise's Cocktail, right?
It's not. I had to check this out. Did they do like a Prime Video, like streaming sequel to Cocktail? Like, no, they didn't. It's a Bollywood film. It wasn't press shown at the end. I'm sorry.
Okay. At number 8, Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grogu. That's been 5 weeks now, 15.3 million.
Which I love. I really love this movie. I'm just, has your son mentioned the movie to you? Has your son at any point said, I want to see Baby Yoda?
No, if it's not on YouTube, he's not interested at the moment.
He's not at all. Okay, that's interesting. I would have assumed, actually, just the child quotient, like kids, YouTube watchers, etc., would have kind of finangled him onto that. We are a week away from Minions and Monsters, so I'm willing to believe that, like, Minions has started to permeate his conscience. Like, maybe that's why you're wearing the shirt. I'm not going to judge.
I am a Minion today. Yeah, bright
you
yellow.
are a Minion.
Yeah, it goes with our branding.
I say Minions and Monsters. That's coming out next week. I'm looking forward to it. But with Mandalorian and Grogu, like it's a very mid-80s children's movie, to which I would say you and I will love. But I have genuine questions about whether or not children of today would love that. You and I sat there as children and watched the Ewoks movies on VHS kind of thing, like Caravan of Courage, etc. Like, and that was fine for us, but like nowadays they have so many more options, and I'm fascinated by how much those options permeate their opinion. And I say this bearing fully in mind that yesterday's Sheep Detectives hit streaming, so I'm not going to say anything.
I mean, to be honest, the things that go on YouTube are the things that get kids of his age interested. He's sort of 7 years old, nearly 8. If they've not put shorts of Star Wars, Mandalorian and Grogu onto YouTube, he's not going to know about it. So that's...
Just make a Fortnite movie. Honestly, just make a Fortnite movie.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, if they had half a brain, if the people in charge had half a brain, just put 50 million in. Just not even that much. Just put 50 million in. And make a Fortnite movie. And just do it with exaggerated costume, and it would make a fortune. If you want to spend 100 million, make a Roblox movie. And these things will multiply. Look at what Minecraft is doing. These things will make money. Yeah.
Yeah. No, they absolutely will. Okay, at number 7, I know you said that you wanted me to watch this week so we could talk about it. It's just not been possible. The heat, I've been asleep by like 8:30. So, Michael, he's still in there. Number 7, 10 weeks and 52.5 million quid nearly.
I mean, you absolute git, first of all. Second of all, now it's on digital and we have press links to this. I gave you the opportunity. You had it all. You could have sat there in your pants, in bed, drinking a nice large glass of wine, smoking a smoke, and you could have enjoyed Mike, and you couldn't do it. Do you know what?
To be honest, I'm preparing for a very big interview that I've got coming up next week, Van, which I know also annoys you.
Yeah, I know. We've talked about it. I know. However, I will say that scenario I just described might actually be the best scenario in which to watch Michael. Like, because, you're not someone I know you, and I know your love of MJ, and I know your love of the brand. You're not someone who's succumbing to the movie. You're not someone who's buying the hype machine. You're there for the biopic. You know what I mean? You're getting the music videos and the songs out of it, but you're there for the biopic. I feel like the biopic's going to let you down, but I don't feel like the other things will. The music videos, the recreations, they will not let you down. They are very well done. But I think the biopic may hurt you as a sort of, as a discerning film viewer.
You're probably right, because I would watch Michael wanting to hear some of the tunes and see some of the recreations, but also find out more about Michael Jackson.
If I tell you this, I'll tell you one thing about Mike, because I have this at my friend's sister endlessly posts, like Michael posts on Instagram, and I have to like comment on them and things like, please stop doing this. Like, why? Are you that dumb? Kind of a thing. And I had this conversation with her recently. I was like, if the MJ movie was any good, there would be a prolonged scene in which, whilst recording Beat It, what was Rashida Jones's dad's name? Oh God, who produced Beat It? Jones. What was his name? How am I forgetting? Quincy. Thank you. Oh my God, I feel like Quincy Jones. In which Quincy Jones was, do you know what? Maybe we should get Eddie Van Halen to do this guitar riff. Let's get him in. You can listen to him. Tell him if he's any good. Like that would be a scene in a good MJ movie.
Hell yeah.
It is an offhand thought at best in this. I'm not even kidding.
Ooh.
And you're like,
wasting the material.
Yeah, that's the kind of movie we're dealing with. But what's next? Go on.
So that's at number 7. At number 6 is Masters of the Universe. Of course, 4 weeks now. That's only made 11 million.
They are very fine apprentices of the universe. I wouldn't describe them as masters. I mean, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who direct the Lego movie and, presumably would have been great directors for this, they would have been masters of the universe. This is fine. This is like fine of the universe, best describing it. Because there's too much comedy. There's too much unnecessary just wink at the camera comedy to it, and it kills it. And the first half an hour where there's none of that is actually, incidentally, noticeably the best part of it. So, not really my thing. Like, just give me a He-Man movie. Please don't feel the need to be funny and charming about it. Like, just give me a He-Man movie. Like, I took a Lord of the Rings. I took 3 Lord of the Rings movies. I took 3 Hobbits movies. Give me the movie. Don't feel the need to be charming and funny and wink at the camera about it, because otherwise, you're Lego.
Yeah, that's a fair comment.
Yeah.
So that's at number 6. And number 5 is Backrooms. 4 weeks, 11.7 million on that one.
There is no discourse on this. If you notice, there is no discourse whatsoever on this. It's fine. Everybody seems to like it. It's a nicely made movie. It's not a well-written movie. And the fact that there is no discourse whatsoever on it, other than, it cost yay much and it made this much, which, welcome to movies, there's nothing to say about it. I look forward to his next one, though, genuinely.
Scary Movie is at number 4. 3 weeks, that's been out, 8.4 million quid.
From 1 to 4, second week drop from 1 to 4, not bad.
Yeah.
Like, that is not bad. And the problems of the movie persist, which are, you're doing a sketch show as a movie, and none of the sketches you're doing actually have any punchlines. Which is a problem. Like, that's how jokes work. Like, Key and Peele will be the first guys to tell you this. Ricky Gervais could tell you this. Like, anyone who's ever run a sketch show could tell you this. And the hilarious part is, this movie is made by the Wayans brothers, who 30 years ago worked on a sketch show on, the Wayans brothers. And that's why this movie exists. And it's interesting to me that is the case, because the funniest parts of the movie are the bits where it's its own continuity. It's not the bit where it's doing the sketch show. And I feel sad about that because I wanted more.
Well, that's at number 4. At number 3, after 6 weeks, Obsession is number 3, 15 million quid.
I'm down with it. I'm obsessed. I'm absolutely, unironically down with it. I am obsessed with this movie. I love Indy Navarrete in this role. She's so good. And the more talk show appearances she puts in, the more Instagram-friendly reels she posts. And it's like, you know what? No, actually, you are the reason to see this movie. And she's fantastic in it. The movie's very good. It's a Buffy episode adaptation. It's Bewitched by the World in season 2 of Buffy, the Xander Love Curse episode with Cordelia. It's that blown up to a movie, but I don't care because the movie actually as an experience is so fun. And she really is the thing that makes it so fun. So I'm down. Fair play. Go nuts. I hope this is in the top 10 for all summer.
At number 2, Disclosure Day. For 3 weeks, that's been in here and been out. It's at 9 million now, just over.
Can I quote you and call it Spielberg? I'm going to call it Spielberg because it feels like the same old spiel from Spielberg. You know what I mean?
Just a bit of Spielberg.
It doesn't feel good. Like nothing about sitting through Disclosure Day really feels good. Like nothing about it feels like, oh, this is something I need to shout home about. The thing is, if you break down the academic parts of it, like Spielberg's directed this movie, Josh O'Connor is in this movie, Emily Blunt. If you break down those parts, they are all good. The movie simply isn't good. The movie, it feels worn. It feels tired. It feels like just really mid-2000s in a strange way. This is the movie he should have released after War of the Worlds.
Number 1 this week, and we could have predicted it. In fact, Van probably said it last week.
Have we really? Could we have predicted it?
Yeah. I'm pretty certain you said it was going to be number 1 this week, and that's Toy Story 5. After just 1 week, it's made the same that Obsession took 6 weeks to make, 15 million quid.
I mean, it arguably has the same problems as Scary Movie, which is you're curtailing to 2 audiences here, and you are kowtowing to the existing one. But, like I said to you, this is going to be the highest grossing movie this year. Like, it really, like, Inside Out 2 was in that year. Like, this will be, I'm sorry, you cannot bet against Pixar. You cannot bet against those characters. Like Buzz Lightyear, Woody, Jessie. You can't bet against those characters. You simply can't. They're too beloved. They only exist really outside the shorts. They only exist in cinematic form. Like, this is not Star Wars where we used to see it on TV, so maybe the next movie doesn't make as much sense. Sure, or even Marvel has that problem. Pixar, they keep it in the cinemas, they keep it tight, and those characters, regardless of how good or bad the movie is, those characters, they're going to get people going through the doors forever.
Well, there we have it. Our top 10 for the week this week for the UK and Ireland box office. We're going to move on to a couple of new movies next then. So we are going to look at A Private Life, which is a French psychological killer, and something with some kung fu in it next. It's called The Furious, and we'll see what Van thought about it.
This is going to be an extremely busy month. I have to watch 104 soccer games, follow the pregame, the postgame, yell useless opinions at the TV. It's a lot. So I knew that when it comes to screening for colon cancer, the choice was clear. The Cologuard Plus test. It can be used at home and can only take 15 minutes, so I can do it during halftime and not miss any action. If you are 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a prescription at Cologuard.com.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
Hello and welcome back to Off Screen then, and we're going to dive straight into our next 2 movies. We've got A Private Life in a moment, but first, a bit of kung fu. So Van, is this filmed in China?
So The Furious, no. So The Furious is filmed in China, and it's entirely subtitled. We have not, I should stress this at the top of the show. So we have 4 movies to talk about this week. 3 of them are foreign language, so we do not get clips. It's as if someone was sent to test us. You know what I mean? I'm glad you're taking BBC off this week, because, yeah, it's one of those things where, like, I'm sorry, I can't give you a clip because, like, I don't think enough of your audience speak Japanese. That's kind of a thing. So, The Furious, which is drenched in its marketing by this, you know, as good as The Raid kind of critical commentary. Like, they are doing that in the marketing. There's all the pull quotes. Oh, it's as good as The Raid. Oh, it's as brutal as The Raid. Oh, it's as badass as... Like, oh, God, guys, please don't. No, don't do that to me. Go on.
Only you are qualified to say whether it is as good or better than The Raid.
Look, but if you're going to do that, if you're going to do that in the marketing campaign, you are telling me, as the critic who loves The Raid, like, The Raid is, I'm sorry, that's top 3 action movies of all time. You're telling me, oh, this is where you're going. I'm like, no, don't do that. No, you're setting me up for disappointment in advance. So,
that's like telling a kid you're taking them to Disneyland, but taking them to Thorpe Park instead.
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's that. But no, Thorpe Park is a bit more overwhelming. It's I'm taking you to Disney World, but we're actually going to American Adventure in the early 90s.
I remember that.
You know. So it's basically that. I'm not saying the movie's very good, but it has its limits. So this is the story of, it's a Japanese story of a man whose daughter is taken away, has to fight through armies of bad guys to get her back. And right, first of all, great story, boilerplate story, like very textbook kind of a story you see in these kind of movies. Why do I care? Okay, you've invoked The Raid in the marketing campaign. That's why I care. So I go and I watch this, and I want to stress, I saw this with a friend of mine who is, right, I know you think of me as your action movie guy, right? Obviously, everyone has their own version. Like, you might think of me as your tech guy. I have a tech guy for the stuff I can't sort out, kind of thing. I have my own action guy, and his name is James Secker. And he's worked on films. He's just amazing work on films, it has to be said. And he was so big on me going and seeing this premiere with him. It was a Saturday night, the Prince Charles last Saturday night. And he was like, you have to come, please. I bought you a ticket. Text me 2 months in advance. I've got you this ticket. We've got to go. Come along. We're going to see some amazing people, etc. Like, I went. And he's invoking The Raid. And I know that what all of the audience are in for, like what they're expecting, it doesn't deliver there. It feels to me halfway between The Raid and a Jackie Chan movie. And Jackie Chan movies are inherently silly. Like, I apologize if I'm mansplaining this to anyone or anything like that, but Jackie Chan movies, like the original Jackie Chan, they're quite silly and cartoonish. And then you have it put against, like, imagine if they got Jackie Chan to star in a remake of The Raid. You're like, this doesn't work. Like, this simply doesn't work. This is too silly for what it needs to be. The action stuff's great. It's great on a Jackie Chan level. But the movie is asking you to give it The Raid level. And you have Jackie Chan in the middle of it doing Jackie Chan things. Like, it's not that at all, but it's not actually Jackie Chan, obviously. But it's not that, but it feels like it. And you really come away feeling like, oh, this just... Why did I enjoy, like, Chris Hemsworth and Extraction 2 so much more than this? Like, I feel that got the balance more. Like, there is a balancing act. Like, it's the same thing as action movies work on the same level as comedy. Which is, there needs to be a baseline reading going into the movie. We all agree what the baseline is, and then we're going to do what our comedy is. It's, let's be really honest, there's a Jackass movie opening in cinemas this week. We didn't get to release because it was released by Paramount. But, I'm not going to, like, digitally blur the middle finger. But, like, that movie exists. And you're like, well, because they understand, like, comedies have a baseline, and then we are doing this. And you have to do that. That's why Jackass movies keep making movies. This, as good as it is, and it's very good. It's very, very good. Some great action stuff in it. I'm looking forward to watching it. In my shorts, on the couch, with a joint, Sunday morning. Like, fantastic. Can't wait. But in theatrical, this is not that movie.
Well, The Furious is out right now. If you want to go and see it, you can. It's in cinemas, even if it's just to cool down. See what you think. All right, on to our next one. As you say, Van, we're on to another foreign language film. It is French, and it's a psychological thriller called A Private Life.
And I have to do a little behind the curtain story on this one. So, right, I worked with James King. You know, used to be the film critic for BBC, like way back when he was, when he was millennial fave kind of thing. Before Gen Z became a thing, they replaced him with Ali Plum, you know, the guy with no charisma. Yeah, when James King did it, and we used to live in a society, that version. So I ran into James King. His wife is I think she's a hair and makeup artist, and had worked with Jodie Foster on this film. Like, we're talking about 6 to 9 months ago, right? His wife is working with Jodie Foster, doing the hair and makeup in France. This is a French movie, and he was like, "Oh, hey, how was your week?" I'm like, "Oh, hey, good, James, thanks. I was really good. Yeah, how was your week?" "Oh, it's really good. I was in Paris. I was having like wine with Jodie Foster, and it was amazing." I'm like, "Oh, cool." I mean, hey, what is the French for "I don't have a fan base in English anymore"? And he was like, ouch. Oh, ouch. Because that's the thing, isn't it? Like, Jodie Foster doesn't have an English audience, really, anymore. Like, unless she's going to play the Admiral in a Marvel movie, which she won't on principle, but she should, there's no Jodie Foster audience in English language anymore. So, here is a story of Jodie Foster as a psychotherapist, a psychologist, whatever, like mental health, therapist. In France, she gets dumped by a therapist at the beginning who tells her, "I'm sorry, you don't do very well. Like, I went to one therapist. I've been with you for 3 years, went to one therapist for a week, cured me of all my smoking desires. Like, why am I with you?" And then another one of her patients dies. And she goes to the funeral, she gets sort of intimately involved with the family and starts to blame herself. And it becomes an existential crisis about how she blames herself. We have no clip for this because it's entirely in French. And I feel like I'm underserving all of these movies doing this. Because, like, oh God, they're good movies. Like to deny them a clip, feels kind of...
Well,
yeah.
I mean, we all studied GCSE French. You might have got away with it.
Okay, well, first of all, sod you. No, I promise you, like I, remember exactly naffle of your GCSE French.
Well,
as I remember naffle of Spanish and Russian either. So...
Il est pas vrai. I'm actually good at French. It's the only thing I am good at. But it's because I got dumped in France for 3 weeks on a French exchange with a family that didn't speak a word of English. I had to speak French.
Adam de Svier, ladies and gentlemen.
One thing is, though, I didn't know Jodie Foster spoke fluent French.
She does. She always has. She kind of always has. She's been very big into France and French movie culture for a long time. And actually, when you get to where she comes from, which is 70s American movie culture, where they really put French Hollywood on a platform, it makes sense. The new Hollywood, new wave, etc., is entirely based on we want to be French. Jodie Foster would actually, in hindsight, make a lot of sense on there. I think the film's great. The film is great. It's a bit overwrought. The performance is fantastic. Like, she's fantastic, even in French. What's his name? Matthew Almaric from the Bond movie not Tomorrow. What's the second one? The terrible one with Daniel Craig. Quantum of Solace, Pond of Wood. Sorry, I'm gonna quote Mark Kermode and say quote Pond of Wood. Quantum of Solace, the bad guy from that, he's in there as well. And actually, you've got really good performances here and great character writing, but you've got a film that doesn't necessarily support either angle of that. And I think that's a shame because on both counts, the film deserves better. Like, Jodie Foster deserves better, like, full stop. She's royalty. I love Jodie Foster. She's Clarice Starling, man. I mean, like, there's literal statues of Clarice Starling played by Jodie Foster in my home. Like, I can't shortchange Jodie Foster ever, but this ain't it, dog. You know what I mean?
Well, if you do want to go and see it, I'm assuming this is going to be in selected cinemas, not like cinema-wide.
I mean, it'd be in your Curzons, it'd be in your Everymans, it'd be in the place where, like, people who wear cardigans in 38-degree heat, like, go to drink wine in 250ml measures. Exactly that. But outside of that, nah. Like, Cineworld crowds, they ain't looking at this twice.
Well, have a look for it if you fancy it. A Private Life is in cinemas from today. Next, we are going to drag out the Alcock, Millie, the new Supergirl, and we'll see what Van thought to that movie, if he actually took any of it in just a sec. Hello and welcome back to Off Screen. We have got The Last Viking to look at in a moment, but first, it's the one I've been waiting for this week as a fan from the 80s original Supergirl. It's been it's not been remade, it's a new one, but it's also a new Supergirl. And I did get her name wrong. It's not Millie Alcock, as Van told me, it's Millie Alcock. And she plays Supergirl in the new movie that's out today. So Van, over to you on this one.
Have you seen House of the Dragon, by the way? The Game of Thrones prequel thing that they're doing now?
No.
So they do a time in the first 3 episodes. The 2 main characters play with different actresses, and then they do a sort of time jump, and then the current actresses come in. Millie Alcock is the younger version of Rhaenyra Targaryen, I think, in House of the Dragon. So she's the bleached blonde. Yeah, Emilia Clarke. You know Emilia Clarke's lineage.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's Emilia Clarke's, like, grandmother or something like that. Right, I don't know the specifics of it. I watch it. I'm not a scholar. Like, come on, like, no, release a textbook and I might learn. But I don't want continuity. This is not X-Men, you know what I mean? I don't need your continuity. That's where Millie Alcock comes from. She was, I think, about 22 when they filmed House of the Dragon. She is now Supergirl. She is 24 to 25. She's, for the most part, basically an Australian model now. Like, that seems to be how it goes. She's also kind of a badass on social media, endlessly chain smokes, like actual old school tobacco cigarettes. Like, I kind of respect her for that. But also, she's low cut, kind of like bra free, endlessly. I'm in this for me, not you. She's not in this for the titillation. Like, I'm down with that. Which obviously causes a bit of an issue when she's then cast as Supergirl, because we know what DC fans are like, and, well, gentlemen, maybe leave Mom's basement at some point. All I'm saying. Like, just for the sake of your worldview, maybe leave Mom's basement. And I say this with the anecdote, and I'm not making this up in the slides. My friend Calvin, you've talked to Calvin before, actually, in passing. My friend Calvin went with me to the premiere. We sat there, and as the movie started, I had to put my phone on charge in my bag. It's on the floor, by my ankles. I had to lean over, and as I'm leaning over in an IMAX screen, I hear the 2 gentlemen in front of us talking. And one of them who, if he was 50, I would call it charitable. Like, he's a 50-year-old guy in a baseball cap. And he's like, well, she looks a bit masculine for my taste. And then I put my phone in my bag, I leaned back, went, do you know what that guy just said? He actually just said, like, she's a bit masculine for his taste. And we were laughing like gibbons. Honestly, we were chuckling like gibbons. And we're like, really? She's a bit, really? Because you're not masculine enough for my goddamn take. So, maybe check your privilege at the door. And he, so he's got that kind of thing, like, maybe, like, see if you can wind it and extend it further before you start telling everyone what is and isn't masculine. Like that kind of a moment. We had that moment. But maybe see if you can, like, sardine can, unspool it longer. You know what I mean? It was that.
His view of masculinity is a strange one at that.
You and I have had this conversation through the week. because you asked me about Supergirl. Who's playing Supergirl? Is it Helen Summer? Of course it's Helen Summer. It's this lady. And I sent you pictures of her. Oh my God, she's a goddess. And then we've done this all week long. Like, oh my God, what a goddess. What an amazing looking human being. No, too masculine for the sardine unwinding gentleman sat in front of us at the premiere. I want to get that out the way because, yeah, that's going to come up. Right. Supergirl, which is the second DC Universe movie after Superman from last July, in which Kara Zor-El, Superman's cousin, the only other survivor of Krypton, you might remember her as Helen Slater, obviously, is now kind of eking out a life just on planets with red suns, because on a planet with a red sun, they don't have powers, so she can get drunk. And she hangs out in bars on planets with the red suns, just sinking shots, hanging out with a dog, Crypto, just getting wasted. That's her life. And then one day she meets a little girl whose family were killed by this brigand, who's played by Matthias Schoenaerts, or Matty Shoes. And because her dog is her dog, Crypto is who he is, he sees the bad guy, sets off barking at him, and the bad guy, being obviously a bad guy, shoots him with a dart that says, 24 hours from now, you're going to die. Unless you get the cure from me. And he immediately takes off in his spaceship. So Supergirl, on the one hand, has a young, tween-age girl that she needs to, she wants to help and, avenge their family, etc. Bad guy killed her family. On the other hand, my dog is going to die. I don't care. I'll kill everyone I have to who's in between me and the guy that has the cure. By the way, Jason Momoa is in this movie playing Jason Momoa. So have a listen to the clip and enjoy.
He's an immortal with a god complex. Killed off his entire planet. Not a fun guy. Hey.
3 more of whatever you call that. I'm looking for a brigand. Goes by the name of Drom Baxton.
He's looking for brigands. No.
Red mohawk. Dead left eye.
He's so rude.
DeCelie. No. I know he was here. You're saying he wasn't.
I'm gonna go. Sit down.
Are you calling me a liar? No. Well, I am.
So, of course, if we go back to the 80s Supergirl that I remember, of course, it was very iffy as far as CGI goes with the flying and all of that kind of stuff. I'm assuming this is just out of this world.
This is the movie they wanted to make in 1983. Apparently in 1983, the Helen Slater version, they had intended to have a Christopher Reeve cameo and things like that. It was going to be really set up and do things. And it didn't happen because of budgetary reasons. It was made by Golem Pictures. Menachem Golem. I forget what his what was it? Oh, Canon Films. Canon Films made it. And Menachem Golem was the guy in charge. And it was he wasn't a big budget guy. He was very much we ain't spending more than $1 million on a movie. The rest goes in Cannes, boats, cigars, and hookers, baby. And don't get me wrong, I respect him for it. And the films he produced as a result, some of which are iconic. But Supergirl and the 3rd and 4th Superman movie are not amongst them. Because they had Superman 3, Superman 4, and Supergirl. This is the movie they wish they could make, which is basically, let's take a really beloved graphic novel, or, I think it's a 6-issue series of a comic, and we'll adapt it. We'll make a few changes, which is basically the Jason Momoa of it. They've added Jason Momoa, effectively, as a supporting character. He's really only in 3 or 4 scenes. The rest of it kind of is the trade paper about the graphic novel the series run, but with this added advantage that we now live in a day and age in which we have cross-series franchise continuity now. So you can do the Superman stuff. So they have, the film is honestly peppered from end to end, peppered with David Corrin Sweat as Superman cameos in which he teaches her in flashback how to be Supergirl. Outside of that, actually, the movie is kind of weak, I think. It has its thunder stolen by the Guardians of the Galaxy movie because so much of it is dive bars on an alien world. You're like, yeah, but Guardians did this. And your producer literally made 3 Guardians movies and then left the studio. What am I going to do with that? Like, he knows how to do it because he invented how to do it. So, like, I get that. But so you're feeling, endlessly, on the scenes where he's Supergirl, you're like, this is pretty weak. Like, this feels like Gamora in a Guardians movie. Given that it's literally produced by the guy that produced Gamora, directed and wrote Gamora in a Guardians movie. Having said that, Millie Alcock's very good. Her co-stars are all very good. Like, everyone in the movie is fantastic for the assignment. With the minor exception, and this comes to the caveat, of Jason Momoa. Because you heard the clip. You literally just heard the clip. Does he sound like he's pushing his range very far?
No.
No, he's just being Jason Momoa. That's the point. Now, don't get me wrong, it works so much better than when they had him being Aquaman in this capacity. When they had him being Aquaman, and it was the case of, you're literally just being Jason Momoa, but you're in the Aquaman costume, it makes no sense. Like, that worked a lot less than this. This works a lot better, but it's still Jason Momoa being Jason Momoa in a DCU movie that seems to be cribbing from the movie its own figurehead made. It's not bad. It's perfectly fine. It's very good. It's enjoyable. I'll smile a couple of times. It's a 3.5 star, 7 out of 10 kind of a movie. But don't tell me I'm watching something new, because on every conceivable level of this movie, I know I'm not. Punctuated by the fact that you've then got Superman endlessly bookending it and picture from a movie that was infinitely better. Last year, a year ago, was better. And I'm sat there wondering, like, why am I not watching, like, Nicholas Hoult in this being like Lex Luthor and kicking ass? Like, why are you like diluting this experience? Like, I'm sorry, no.
Well, I mean, I think purely for a bit of, 80s rewind for me, I will watch it. I will. But in my head, I can't see it being better than the 80s one, because that's how my mind sits as a 6-year-old.
Shall I say the thing? I'll say the thing, like, censored nicely for radio. I will say the thing that you want me to say, which is, you're going to enjoy a Hero Supergirl a lot more than Hellslayer. You are. Because there's first of all, 90% of the movie is she's wearing the brown overcoat, like, the skirt maybe, but she's changed she's taken the t-shirt off. She's wearing like band t-shirts, like an 80s, 70s band t-shirt. And then later on, when she finds her way, puts the Supergirl suit back on. I think you'll love this. And good Lord, I do not envy us when we get to London Comic Con, like, later this year. Like, MCM London Comic Con, the later one this year, is going to be unbearable. It's going to be unbearable because it's going to be all, like, either blondes or women in blonde wigs in tiny, like, barista skirts dressed as Supergirl. And I'm not saying I'm not here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. But, like, Crypto wasn't the only one talking in that screening, is all I'm saying.
Well, if you want to see it, Supergirl is out in cinemas from today. Our final movie then, and we are looking at a Danish comedy, which is called The Last Viking. We'll see what Van thought in just a second. Stay there.
El 2026 FIFA World Cup Meal llegó a McDonald's con 9 vasos legendarios. En el lineup tenemos Christian CP10 Pulisic, David Beckham, Lamine The Dream Yamal, Ronaldinho El Mago, Monsieur Titi Henry, Son Salih Heung-min, Alfonso Fonsi Davis, Santi Bebote Jiménez y en la portería el que no necesita apodo, Grimes.
Llévate uno de 9 vasos legendarios con el FIFA World Cup Meal. En McDonald's participantes solo por tiempo limitado, hasta agotar existencias.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor. When neighbors connect through the Feeding America network, small actions ripple into lasting impact. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Give now to end hunger at feedingamerica.org.
Hello and welcome back to our screen for one last ride this week. Then we are going to look at a Danish movie which is called The Last Viking. I only know one word in Danish, and that is farter, which is father.
Well, I now know Sidsa, which is last. And I only know that because the movie is called The Sidsa Viking. So I know that Sidsa means last. This is how we roll, dog. Right. It's a movie starring Mads Mikkelsen, so strap on in, son. Crack a beer, light one up, we're talking Mads. You know what I mean? Like, when it's Mads Mikkelsen, all bets are off, but you know you're in for a good time. And this absolutely delivers on that. So, I don't remember the name of the other actor who comes second billing after Mads, but he is the lead. And he kind of looks like Danish Michael Spicer. You know the guy on YouTube does the room next door? Where he was the guy that used to like talk into Boris Johnson's earpiece or whatever. Yeah, that guy. Imagine if he was Danish. Right, he's the lead of the movie. All right, he robs a bank, locks the loot up in like a railway station, like locker, terminal, takes the key, goes home to his clearly autistic brother, Mads Mikkelsen, and says, I want you to swallow this key. I'm about to get arrested because the cops are coming. And then when the cops are gone, poop it out, like wipe it off, go to the station, take the money out, and then I want you to go to Mum's house and bury it in the garden. Like, just make sure you know where it is. However, he then spends 5 to 15 years in prison. And Mads' condition goes from being simple Rain Man to being completely dissociative personality disorder, where he believes he's John Lennon.
Oh.
Yeah. Your reaction just... Every time I say this to someone, their facial reaction kind of speaks volumes. Right. So, our would-be robber then has to say, okay, I need you to, like, tell me where my loot is. Oh, wait, you can't? Okay, let me see if I can find a solution. Finds a criminal friend of his who is a psychologist who says, actually, if you allow them to play their delusions through, that might get to the end and they'll get to the point, they'll bring up the thing you want. So why don't we find 3 mental patients who also think they are members of the Beatles who will form a band, and then, yeah, that's where this goes. Yeah, that is absolutely where this goes.
I love the sound of this.
Yeah, it's exactly as insane as it sounds. And Mads is amazing. Have you ever seen a Mads Mikkelsen, like, Danish comedy, by the way? Have I ever...
No, I've only ever seen him in English movies.
So you've never seen, what was the one? The booze one? The one where they drink, another spirit, another level. The one where they have to stay drunk. And it's an absolute masterpiece. But if you've never seen it, do. If you've never seen a Mads Mikkelsen Danish comedy, absolutely do, because you do not know that your life is lacking this. Like, Mads Mikkelsen, first of all, is a psychopath. Like, he's a psychopath full stop. But also, if you push him in a comedy, double psychopath. The man just goes unhinged. Like, he really goes unhinged. He's fantastic in this. This is absolutely Rain Man territory, but with comedy, with the Rain Man actually getting to do comedy, and he's absolutely brilliant in it. Like, I don't remember the name of the guy who plays the lead because I don't care. Like, I'm not even being funny. I'm not being dismissive. I don't care. Like, was he in the movie? Cool. You know, I don't care because Mads was there doing Rain Man, and that is all I care about for 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like and it's funny and it's hard, and you get a couple of Beatles songs. It's brilliant. I love this movie. See it, please. I will send you. I've got the screening link they sent me to. I will send you the screen link for this. Watch it. It's subtitled. I know you hate subtitles, but you will love this.
See, the subtitles thing, if it's a movie and a premise and a synopsis that I can really get on board with, like The Raid, then I'm in there. And this, you've sold this to me. I mean, 4 people pretending to be the Beatles because they believe they're the Beatles, for me, is just iconic.
It's fun. It's fantastic. I am sparing you so much for spoiler reasons. Like, there are things I could tell. There are things I could tell you that would make you literally dump this recording right now, leave the room, and start watching the film. And I don't for spoiler reasons. It's brilliant. Honestly, please check this out. It's called The Last Viking. Do check this out.
It is in cinemas from today. Right then, a quick look ahead to next week then, Van. There's one I can see on the list for next week that I am really looking forward to seeing. But we'll start with Birds of War.
Which is a documentary about a husband and wife, like, photojournalist team who they've met, like, recording, like, war zones. And they got together and they have then gone through their marriage, like, recording other war zones for different outlets kind of thing. So I'm intrigued by that.
I'm intrigued by Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, because I grew up with that CD artwork on my shelf for the whole of my teenage years, GCSEs, college, A-levels, the lot. It saw me through a lot.
You were going to be so let down.
Oh.
It's nothing to do with Nirvana. It's like a Saturday Night Live spin-off sketch kind of comedy movie. I've seen clips of it for months now, going back a ways, and they are very good clips. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the movie is like. I will send you the link. We'll watch it together. Honestly, I'll send you the screen link. We'll watch it together.
All right, disappointed on that one now. Thought we were going to get like some biopic of Nirvana. Unfortunately not.
What, did you want like Andy Dick in a blonde wig being like, Kurt Cobain? Like, what do you want?
No, Millie Alcott could maybe play him.
Hey, I'll watch her read the phone book, but I don't think it's going to work in the Nirvana movie.
The Invite we're going to look at next week as well.
So this is the new movie from Olivia Wilde. Like, Olivia Wilde has directed this. You remember she directed Booksmart, which I love. Don't Worry, Darling, which was kind of unfortunately taken down by real world controversy, I think, because of her marriage, because of Harry Styles being in it, things like that. It got taken. I think the movie's better than the controversy deserved. She's now brought her third movie. This is it. It stars as her husband, Seth Rogen. It stars as the husband of another couple, Edward Norton, and the idea is that they have a one-night get-together with unforeseen consequences. That's all I'm going to say. But,
well, we shall see what The Invite is all about next week. And finally, the one that I know my son will be keen on watching is Minions and Monsters.
I can't wait. I kind of got my own girlfriend won't go to the premiere of Minions and Monsters. This is a true story. She has, is it called tryptophobia? The one where you can't see holes. You know that one, that phobia?
Oh, yeah, when it holes close together.
Yeah, if you zoom in on a strawberry or something, like, you freak out. My girlfriend has this, and the villain of the Minions and Monsters movie is a creature who is all eyes. Like, he's an orange jello covered in eyes, and she won't look at it. Like, she can't look at it. It makes her, like, nauseous. So she can't go to the premiere. But it is the Minions in the 1930s, in the golden age of Hollywood, becoming movie stars, because presumably we need apparently a second excuse for why they weren't Nazis. So we'll see.
Well, at least you know if you want to annoy your girlfriend, buy her a Crunchy.
Yeah, apparently that. I can't get over the idea that Minions 1 established they were in a cave the whole time. That's why they weren't Nazis. And this movie has but they just did other things. That's why they weren't Nazis. And you're like, just stop coming up with reasons to not make the Minions Nazis. None of us were asking. Like, stop asking.
Well, we'll see what Van thinks of that one. Minions and Monsters next week when it's released. Well, that is all we have time for this week on Off Screen. I'm going to go and get into a very, very cold bath. We will return next week. Until then, I've been Sweaty Adam Ball.
I've been Van Connor, destined for an ice-cold shower. Keep it cinematic, and we shall return.